Welcome to another episode of Lisa and Michael Save the World, 5 minutes or more. And tonight we're talking with photographer Andrew Maisonette, who
Hi.
actually we've spoken to in person, and he was just so great we wanted to have him back.
Listen, I would interview Andrew every week. Michael.
I'm flattered. I'm flabbergasted. I'm out of words. I don't even think I can do the interview. I'm just so speechless.
And he's gracing us with his presence tonight. He took time out of his busy schedule.
You're welcome.
To fit 5 minutes of his time with us. So, Andrew Maisonette, I have a question for you.
I have several.
For yourself? So, as a photographer myself, I deal with a lot of censorship, being taken down on Instagram twice and starting over a third time. Thank you very much. Anyway, how have you dealt with censorship? Have you had a lot to deal with? What's your take on it?
Well, Michael, thank you for asking that question. Well, with my work specifically, it's been a mixed bag, and it really depends on the platform, because I know social media, depending on where you're going, kind of is changing their approach and changing their demographic. So that does affect a lot of photographers and also models as well too. You know this because your Instagram got taken down like seven times, 6 times. I mean, I keep reporting it and it keeps popping back up, and it's like, get this man off here. But when it comes to my work, especially with my modeling work, there has been that it has been shown that I have either been not necessarily flagged, because yes, some of my content gets flagged, like even on Twitter, which is surprising because Twitter, people are actually naked on there, and the most people see from me is a butt cheek, and that's just like, whoa.
There's more than nakedness on Twitter. I got news for you.
I know. I'm just like, I've seen some things, but but when it comes to modeling as well too, when I posted more frequently on Instagram and it was mostly focused more towards that, I did see that there was a drop in that I was inevitably shadow banned, which is basically when they the Instagram algorithm kind of lures people away from your work and into more of their clientele and what they seem friendly and what they see as marketable, or with partnerships or sponsorships. So bigger named models and celebrities would get, most of the attention, even if they were on the guidelines. But people who are like on the smaller end, they're just like, well, you're showing too much butt cheek. We need to cover that up. So
no, don't cover it. Did I say that out loud? Did I say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? I've noticed that for the most part, I think that the more followers you have,
mm-hmm.
The less they bother you. I mean, some people have been taken down, but I think for the most part, it's us, nobodies that, they just take down for no, well, I got taken down. You haven't gotten taken down yet. So, yet.
I know. I'm just like that. I'm just like, wow. I'm great. You can't get rid of me. I'm like herpes. I keep coming back. I'm reoccurring. But yeah, I definitely see the issue with censorship like across platform, and like I said before, it's like really comes to like, if you are profitable towards, let's say, Instagram, if you're profitable towards them, you have sponsorships going in, then people are just like, hey, you're making money, you keep doing you. But of course there is a line across, like obviously you can't post like explicit nudity, but that is also up to interpretation, just like what exactly is seen as explicit. And I think that really goes across all art forms as well too, because I know people do use, like I do use my body as a medium for my photography, and that's also a key area of interest that I focus on. And even though I do distort a little bit, it is my body that I'm showing, so it's just like up to interpretation on what you've seen as explicit. And I think sometimes people use that like loose definition of explicitity towards artists or models when they're trying to just like promote their work, promote themselves, and actually promote their medium.
So then, do you find at all that um, do you tend to either not shoot certain things because of
Oh,
this,
that's a good
or
question.
not post? I mean, obviously you're not posting. So, do you feel like, well, I can't post this anymore, or I can't post that anymore? So either way, do you not shoot something or not post something specifically because you
I mean,
can
does
take
it,
it down?
yeah, does it influence your choices as an artist, as a
Artists, yeah.
photographer?
No, that is actually a really good question. For me personally, it my kind of like my social media presence kind of has shifted a little bit during the last like 2 years, where my work is mostly focused more on my artwork and less on my modeling. But across platform, it does. I have seen that with other people that I have spoken to. Like there is a photographer who does post a lot of just like he does post body, but a lot of his key photography that's focused on is more family oriented or family friendly, mostly focused on like more the art form of it, of just having body paint or just having cosplay work or just having this like materials added to a body that is like added on to like the photography, and not just really showing that much of body per se.
Wow.
But even came to me and asked just like if he wants to actually work more of the art form and just like work on like the edge of just like incorporating more bodies. So that really is something that he considered as well too because of his followership. So he ended up making a separate account for that. And I see other artists doing this as well too, especially photographers. They make separate accounts in order for them to actually kind of like post the content that like maybe is seen as explicit or on the edge of that, and keep their like mainstream media basically free for it doesn't like cross that line. It's basically like more like family friendly. I see a lot of artists doing that. I do continue to post my modeling photos, but I just put it on my Patreon for basically just for like, if people want to see that kind of content, they have an area to go for that. And also I get some profit from it. So it's great. But just because it does kind of change the concept. So it's like if they want to see the explicit material, they can go there. But if they want to just keep following me for me and just like, whatever antics I'm up to, then they could just follow my mainstream Instagram.
Right. Wow.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this was an interesting little conversation. And
Was it?
Yes.
Yes.
It was.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think it's one we need to keep having in the art community and about social media. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because social media should not be dictating artists' work.
Yeah, especially with the shift of the big thing that's going to come up is the shift in Instagram in general, because they're moving more towards video. So with that, where do the photographers go?
I saw that. I saw his was it the CEO who gave I heard him speak and I was shocked by that.
This is tough. Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Well, I will have your Instagram information if you want me to put your Patreon information. Whatever else you have, I'll have it scrolling down on the bottom of the screen.
My MySpace, my Friendster, my AIM account.
Yeah, okay. It was lovely talking to you. And stay tuned for more Lisa and Michael Save the World, 5 minutes or more interviews with many more great artists coming up.
Great.